also, if you're an alcoholic, you can just eat them on the bus on the way to work without actually arousing suspicion. Is that what they're for?
Well, our special guest this morning has some to try too. It's Hollyoaks star Nikki Sanderson. Welcome to the show. It's the first time you've been on this programme, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never been on the Wright before.
You don't have to taste it.
No, I actually want to, because I actually drink Cosmopolitans, so I'm happy to try mine. I think I got the best of a bad bunch.
Oh, let's have a go then.
Mine's really nice.
But you were drinking Cosmos in the green room before coming.
You're right, that's nice.
So...
That's right. Well, anyway, they're in the shops now. Don't touch them.
That's better.
They're really nice, them ones. These are
That's
really
all right. That was not bad. No,
it's not bad, actually.
Right.
These are nice.
The Cosmopolitan, maybe.
Are these all for me? Or... yeah?
No, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think the crew might like some. Listen, let me introduce you properly, Nikki. Do a proper job. It's 15 years since Nikki first graced our screens as the feisty teen Candy Stowe in Coronation Street. Since then, she's traded the Weatherfield cobbles for Hollyoaks tarmac as Maxine Miniver. And you were thrown straight in at the deep end with... Well, not really. Actually, no, that's not wrong. You kind of got in the shallow end and walked slowly to the deep end with this amazing storyline. This domestic abuse storyline. You're married to this horrible teacher, headmaster. And as the storyline began, it wasn't clear at all that he was the kind of monster that he turns out to be. They did it very gently, didn't they? They
did. We started the storyline about a year ago, Jeremy and I. Jeremy plays Patrick, my on-screen partner. And we wanted it to be as real to life as possible, and Hollyoaks wanted it to be as real to life as possible. So we did start it a year ago, and it's a very, very slow-burning storyline. Yeah. And originally it just started with him... he was lovely to Maxine at first, a lovely partner. They were in a great relationship. But then cracks started to show, things that Maxine didn't actually recognise, and neither did anyone else around her.
Or the audience watching?
Or the audience, no. Like, they started off with slow control and manipulation, such as on the outside it appeared like a nice gesture where he would say, well, you don't have to work because I earn enough to pay for us both, so you can quit your job and you can stay at home.
So it starts.
Starts where people think, oh, that's great, you know, she can be a housewife, that's fantastic. In reality, it was to control her finances so that she had no financial independence. She relied on him for money. He bought the flat that she rented, which he thought was going to be a great surprise to her. Essentially, that was to take away her home. So she relied on him for somewhere to live. Yeah. He bought her a dog. Everyone was like, that's really sweet, but then gave her rules and regulations for the dog. She had to stay in with it. She had to walk it at certain times of the day, feed it at certain times of the day. So then she was taken away from her friends, her family. So it started off with all little tiny things that on the outside seemed like really lovely gestures. You put them all together and you've got a control freak. Yeah, buying her clothes, what she had to wear, all that kind of stuff. When did he first hit her? What was the first occasion that he struck her? He struck her a few months ago, and the catalyst for that was Maxine and Patrick split up, and they had a time where they were apart, and Maxine slept with Dodger, and Dodger is Patrick's son. That's right, yeah. So when Patrick found out about this, Maxine tried to cover for it, and because she tried to cover for it, it was the first time that he actually struck her, and he slapped her, and then it's got, from that point, progressively worse to... Much worse, to where he does many things to humiliate her. He really severely beats her, covers her in bruises, and it's all behind closed doors. No one knows about it. Well, at this time of the morning, we're not going to show a scene of you being beaten up. Yeah. But here's a clip from tonight's episode, and we'll see here that despite Maxine, your character's attempts to leave Patrick, he's now spinning lies to friends. He's creating a completely libelous alternative universe to keep her in his clutches.
I'm so sorry I couldn't get home till now. I left the place in such a mess,
but
I was...
told Nancy that I hit you.
I didn't have a choice, Maxine.
Meaning?
Well, if she hadn't witnessed our little spat the other day, it wouldn't have been necessary. But she was asking me questions about her, and I had to say something.
What? So I smashed up our flat, did I? I threw our dinner at the walls, did I?
It wouldn't have sounded plausible if there wasn't further evidence.
Do you think I can stay with you now? After a lie like that? In
intense scenes like that, in particular the ones where he's really knocking you about, do you prepare separately, or do you get together in a corner of the studio and say, OK, now how are we going to do this? Do you work it out?
Do you know, I'm really fortunate because Jeremy and I get on so well in real life, we really do, which means that for this storyline we can push the boundaries and we can work together on a lot of things. And yeah, we do tend to work together on things, and we say how far we want it to go, because a lot of our scenes, like you say, are quite fiery. And disturbing, actually quite disturbing, a lot of our scenes. So I think we have to spend more time on them to make sure that, one, they're coming across completely real.
Well, I'll interrupt you there. Yeah. They are coming across so realistically that you're part of a government campaign now, the two of you.
Yeah.
It's a TV campaign.
Yeah, the government have got a campaign, the Home Office, called This Is Abuse campaign, and all about domestic violence. So when they found out about our storyline and how we were playing it and how Hollyoaks wanted it to be a long-running, real-life storyline, the government then got involved with us, and we did, Jeremy and I, as Patrick and Maxine.
Right, so you stay in character.
Yeah, it wasn't as Nikki and Jeremy.
No.
We did it as Patrick and Maxine, and there was 2 adverts, one pre-watershed and one post-watershed.
Showing violence?
Yeah, the post-watershed one was about rape, and it's not nice to watch, to be honest. Even though I know it's not real and it's me, it just doesn't make you feel very nice watching it, which is the point about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got to go for it, haven't you? There's no point in pushing. Interestingly, I was reading in the paper yesterday the new production of Titus Andronicus, which is, you know, full of rape and bestiality and murder and stuff. People are actually fainting. It's so realistic in the theatre. Yeah, really. I mean, it's not a silly paper story. It's true. Lisa, have you ever been hit? If you don't mind me asking you, has a bloke ever laid his hands on you?
When I was very young, I was about 15 in my first relationship, I had a boyfriend attempt to do it, and my brother was in the next room, actually, and heard us arguing, and this guy pushed me, and I basically really went for him, and he didn't do it again. But
what do you
I think my character, you know, I'm very feisty and I'm very strong, and I'd never, ever put up with that from anyone, but unfortunately there are women that aren't like that and don't have the strength of character and are very vulnerable. And I just find it, I mean, hats off to you for being able to actually, it shows what a great, amazing actress you are, to be able to do that, because I just couldn't even, like, imagine it trying to attempt to play something like that. I think it's, then I think it's great, actually, that it's on a show like Hollyoaks, and there's so many women that go through this, and, you know, men as well go through it, but I think women predominantly, and that it does need to be highlighted. We need to talk about it, and we need to kind of say, this is happening, and we all need to face this.
Okay.
Completely unacceptable.
I have to say, I would take issue with you about it being an issue to do with strength of character. I don't think it's like that. I think it's much more complicated than that. I think a lot of very strong women end up in...
Maxine was.
Yeah,
Maxine
end up in very abusive relationships.
Independent, strong woman.
Because they're eroded away. Their confidence is chipped away at.